taking the picture. That's in front of their room at the George Washington Lodge, which it doesn't exist anymore in Allentown. It's the site of a Home Depot now. But that was the very first day I met him. So I was pretty much scared to death. But, we were, as long as they were in the area, we would go where they were and sometimes drive them home, sometimes just meet them there. We'd go up for dinners. One time everybody was getting together in Springfield at the place called the Hooky Low, which is only recently closed, where Alpha's cousin would perform, Altoa Ripley, and his family. They were amazing. So we were as inside as we could be, being on the outside. As time went by, we just got closer. And when the Samoans left the WWF, then they started running shows. Of course, I refereed on all those shows. And then my first plane flight, Alpha had always told me, get a passport. You never know when you're going to need it. So I did. And I went up to do a tryout for an overseas promoter in Alpha's backyard. And next thing I know, I'm on a plane heading to Doha in Qatar. And we performed there and then in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. And then we came back home and we went back to Cairo, Egypt. And we did 10 days, I think, in Cairo. And then the WWF came in right after us. Matter of fact, we were still in town when they got there. So that building had wrestling for like 20 days straight. It was an outdoor facility, and there was wrestling between us and them. It was there every night.
Can I ask you about that particular tour?
Sure.
On the Young Rock, they have an episode where Rocky's working for the WWE or WWF, but he decides to go on that tour, and Vince finds out and fires him. Now, again, I don't know if it was a true story. Was it fabricated, or did they expand on it? Did you know anything about this, and can you go a little deeper into it? Was there any truth to that story?
There might have been some truth to it. What I know is we all went at the same time, and Rocky did not come with us. He arrived on a separate plane. So there may have been discussion up and down whether he was going to come or not. But, look, it was a long time ago. I can't say I remember specific details other than he definitely did not arrive with us.
So you have a long history, obviously, with the Samoans. Did you get the opportunity along the way to come across the kids of the Samoans who are now Roman Reigns and Jay and Jimmy Uso?
Yeah, I believe I met Roman Reigns when he was very young at Madison Square Garden. And Jimmy and Jay, even though they wouldn't remember it because they were young kids, Alpha and Sika's sister was having a birthday party in Pensacola. I was there, and the two kids were just running around. And, obviously I had no idea that, they would eventually be the toast of the town. But, that was my involvement with them because I never really got to Pensacola.
Throw a quick, you know what? This is a great opportunity to ask this question.
Hit it.
So that Samoan family tree is very, very difficult.
It's phenomenal.
If I asked you to go and run down the Samoan family tree for me, do you think you could do it?
What?
Well, to a certain level, there's more and more guys coming, but, you've got Alpha and Sika, and if you take Sika's child, you've got, Roman Reigns. In Alpha's, you've got, of course, Big Sam, which is, Samu. And then you've got Alpha Jr. and you've got Lloyd. Now, through their sister, you've got Rikishi, who at the time was the Tonga Kid number 2. You've got Sam Fatu, which is the Tonga Kid number 1. And their brother also wrestled for a short time. I can't really remember his name right now, but he wrestled for a short time as well. I don't believe he ever got any TV in, but he was also a good hand. Now, of course, Rikishi's sons are Jimmy and Jay, and the other guy, Solo, is also Rikishi's son. Sam Fatu, the Tonga Kid, the guy wrestling in the what's the name of that group? Jacob Fatu is related to Tonga Kid. Now, a lot of people think the Tonga Kid and Rikishi are twins. I can absolutely guarantee you they are not twins, period. That's a false story that seems to stir up from time to time. That's about now somewhere. Reno, Anahuac, the Black Pearl, is in there too. That's probably, I'm going to assume it's another brother of the Samoans. But it's it's a pretty large group. And Lance Anahuac, of course, is Samu's son. Very good kid, very talented. Probably deserves more of a break than he's getting.
Where is Umaga on that tree?
Umaga is and of course
Yokozuna.
Of course, Yokozuna.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yokozuna. His name is Rodney Anahuac. So he's a brother. Matter of fact, his first tour was when we went to Egypt. He didn't even have a name at that time. They called him Rodney the Tank. Those were his first matches. So I probably refereed his very first matches over there in Egypt.
Sal, I heard a rumor about you being in Egypt, and tell me how true it is. I heard you flew all the way to Egypt and you refused to go see the Egyptian pyramids.
Why?
How true is that?
What?
Well, it's half true because I refused, but Alpha came and let me know that I wouldn't be refusing.